What have I seen? So we've seen what is the meaning of pure bending and non-uniform bending. Okay, some sign conventions, sagging and hogging. So what is the effect of hogging for upper layer and for bottom layer? So now upper layer is subjected to tensile, lower layer is subjected to compressive stresses. Okay, along with that, you go for the relation between bending stress. Okay, now this is what the bending stress and the radius of curvature. Okay, and you made assumption of two type of beams here. One is a straight beam and the other one is a curved beam. So considering a element of EF, which is going to be elongated when you form it in a sagging movement. Okay, so it is going to elongate it. So now based on that elongation and deformation, you need to find out what is the value of strain here. Once you got the value of strain, so then you can find out the relation between the bending stress and the radius of curvature. At last, you come to an equation here. That is what E by R equal to sigma B by Y. Okay? Now, to identify the location of neutral axis, so you took a small element, okay, from an irregular shaped beam. From an irregular shaped beam, so you took a small element of area, so dy, and when you've gone for equilibrium conditions, so you're going to get an equation. That is what a sigma summation of y into dA, which is going to give the second moment area. Okay, second moment area. So the term will become a zero. That shows the centroidal axis is coincidence with the neutral axis. Okay. Now we'll continue the bending moment and radius of curvature relation. Okay. So let us consider the
Sir, screen is not visible.
screen is not visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದ್ರು ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋದೆ ನನಗೆ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ನೋಡಿ ಬೈ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ನೋಡ್ರೆ now visible screen is visible. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now visible screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let us consider an again elemental area. Okay, so let us take an section of a beam of irregular shape here. Okay, so let us take its neutral axis here, neutral axis. Okay, now consider a small element, okay, of area dA, which is at a distance. Okay, so which is at a distance y from neutral axis. Okay, y from neutral axis. So now what is the relation you need to find out here? You need to find out bending moment and radius of curvature. Okay, so to get the bending moment, what you need force, okay, and a distance. You need force and a distance, you're going to get the bending moment. Okay, now as you took a small element here dA, okay, now we'll analyze for this small element dA and we'll summarize for entire cross section of the beam. Okay. Now let us assume, okay, let us assume that the element is subjected to bending stress, subjected to bending stress sigma b. Okay, sigma b.
Sir, we have done this one, sir.
Now it's a continuation of a previous one. Okay, it's a continuation of the previous one, right? Sigma b. Now the normal force which is going to act on this element dA. Okay, now let us find out. Normal force acting on that element due to bending stress sigma b. Okay, so is obtained by now. How will get the area? Sorry, how will get the force? Now, what is the relation? Stress sigma equal to F by A. Okay. Now you need to find out F. Okay. So now F equal to what? Sigma into A. Okay. Sigma into A. Is it right? Now let us take Fn as a normal force. Now sigma B is the bending stress. dA is the elemental area. Now let us notify this as equation number 1. This is equation number 1. Okay. Now, as it's subjected to force, okay, and bending stress, now about its neutral axis, this element is subjected to bending moment. This element is subjected to bending moment. Okay. So now let us note down. So differential movement caused by the force Fn caused by the force Fn on the element about neutral axis about the neutral axis okay. So is given by, so let us take this as a small element, a differential dm equal to y into Fn. Okay, y into Fn. Now look out. Now you are finding out the bending moment at this location. Okay. Now what is the distance here? Distance is y. Okay. Now what is the force acting here on this element? Is the force is Fn. Is the force is Fn. Now y into Fn will give the bending moment. Okay. So now let us substitute. So this Fn can be substituted as sigma b into dA. Okay. Into y. Okay. Already you know bending stress sigma b equal to m by I into y. Okay. M by I into y. Now let us substitute value of sigma b here. M by I into y into dA into y. Now if you further simplify this one, okay, if you further simplify this one, sorry, is not a E by R, it's not a M by I. No, it's wrong. What you got equation? Let us go back to previous slide here. Okay. Now you got an equation for bending stress sigma b equal to E by R into y. Let us substitute here. Okay. Let us substitute. So now sigma b equal to E by R into y. Is it right equation? Right. Okay. Now let us substitute here. E by R into y. Okay. Into dA. It's in a bracket into y. Now further simplify this one. What is the equation you are going to get? Now dm equal to E by R into y square into dA. Now integrating this above equation. Okay. So for entire area. Okay. For to get the value for entire area. Okay. Now let us integrate this above equation over the area of the element. So to get it for a complete section, okay. So now m equal to integration is what area, okay, e by r square into y square into dA. So it will come here. Now e by r are a constant term here, okay. E by r is what, a constant term. Now, so the integration of the movement of area about the neutral axis, okay, which will give the moment of inertia of the section, which will give the moment of inertia of section. That is what I equal to y square into dA. Okay, this is what moment of inertia of the section about the neutral axis. Okay, note down where I equal to y square into dA. This is equal to what? Moment of inertia of section about neutral axis. Okay, about neutral axis, right? Now, so what is the equation you are going to get here for bending moment m equal to? So bending moment m equal to e by r into I. Now this can be written as e by r equal to m by I. Okay, already you have one relation here. That is what e by r equal to sigma b by y. Right? Now let us substitute. Now if we substitute, what we will get? So m by I equal to sigma b by y equal to e by r. This entire relationship is called as a bending stress relationship. Bending stress relationship. Okay. So you must remember this equation. So E by R equal to M by I equal to sigma B by Y. Now where? No. Where M equal to what? A bending moment. Bending moment Newton mm. Okay. So I is a moment of inertia. This is what mm to power of 4. Okay. Sigma B is bending stress. Newton per mm square. Y is a distance of layer. Okay, distance of layer from neutral axis. Okay, and E is Young's modulus. E is Young's modulus. Okay, Newton per mm square, and R is radius of curvature. R is radius of curvature in Young. Okay. Now this equation is holds good. So when the arc is bend in the form of sagging. Okay, bend in the form of sagging. Okay. Now if you look over the calculation of bending stress, okay, we'll go for the relations here, bending stress relations. Okay, if I take a bending stress relation here, sigma b by y equal to e by r. Okay, right? Now e and r are constant here. If you consider the calculation of sigma b, okay, it's all depends on the distance of layer from its neutral axis. Now let us take an example here, symmetrical section. I'll go for a rectangular section here, Y. Okay. So now this is what a neutral axis. Okay. Suppose now I want to find out what is the bending stress at this location. Okay. Now this distance is what? Y. Okay. This distance is Y. Now you can just observe here. Okay. As Y increases, the value of sigma B increases. Suppose if you substitute Y equal to 0, what is the bending stress at neutral axis here?
0, sir. 0.
It is 0, right? Now the distribution of bending stress across the cross section of a beam, okay, is in this manner. Okay, you are going to get a maximum bending stress at outer fiber, that means outermost layer. Okay, now based on our condition, so now this is what in the tensile here, sigma t, and this is what a sigma c, sigma t and sigma c. Bending stress tensile, bending stress compressive. You can go for sigma bc and sigma bt here, right? Now, now this distribution of bending stress is symmetry. That means if the component is symmetry about its x-axis as well as y-axis, if the component is symmetry about x-axis as well as y-axis, now sigma bt equal to sigma bc only is what a sign change here. Only is a sign change. But if the section is asymmetrical about the horizontal axis, unsymmetrical about the vertical axis, then the magnitudes are not same. You get a different magnitudes. Okay. Suppose if you take an example of a T section here. Okay. Now I'll go for drawing the T section here. Now about the new horizontal neutral axis, it may not be symmetry. Okay. So now this neutral axis may come closer to this top flange. Okay. On that cases, what happens? So now this bottom surface is subjected to maximum stress. Okay, this bottom surface is subjected to maximum stress. Top surface is subjected to less amount of stress. Okay, clear? Now this is what unsymmetrical section about the wire about horizontal axis. Similarly, it is maybe hollow eye section. If eye section is symmetry, that is what upper flange and bottom lower flange of a same, then you will get the same value. Okay, but if the upper flange is less width and bottom flange is more width, again you are going to get a different, what we can say, a different bending stress at upper layer or upper surface as well as on lower surface. Okay, now let us go for meaning modulus of rupture here. So modulus of rupture is a phenomena when your outer fibers are or outer layers are subjected to the plastic region. That means if the proportionality limit exceeds, if the proportionality limits of the material is exceeds, then the relation what we are getting here, that means you have got an exact straight here, exact straight and a triangular shape here. But if proportionality limit exceeds, the outer surfaces of the component are under plastic deformation and the distribution of stress is not of a linear, or the distribution of stress is not in a elastic range, it's going to give some curved distribution near the end here. Okay, this is what the modulus of rupture. This is what modulus of rupture. When if the proportionality limit of the material is exceeded. Proportionality limit exceeds means the either it's a tensile stress, either it's a compressive stress when exceeds its elastic limit. Okay, when exceeds its elastic limit, you are going to get its an plastic region or a plastic deformation. Okay, so this phenomenon we are going to call it as a modulus of rupture. Modulus of rupture. Right. So here the due to what happens here, actually you need to get a maximum stress here because of exceeded elastic limit you are getting a less stress. Okay, so this stress is the maximum bending stress. Maximum bending stress. Okay, but as elastic limit exceeds, this value is modulus of rupture. This value is modulus of rupture. Okay, similarly on downside. Similarly on downside. Okay, right. Next, one more important term associated in this bending stress is section modulus. Okay, one more important term associated in this bending stress is section modulus. It is noted with the letter Z. It is noted with a letter Z. Okay, so this is called as the this is defined as the ratio between moment of inertia of a section about its neutral axis to the distance of extreme fiber from the neutral axis. Okay, that is called as a or section modulus. Let us take an example here. Okay, let us take an example. Now this is a rectangular cross section. Okay, now this is the neutral axis. Now our distance here it is a y. Maximum distance I have either on top side, either on bottom side is a y. Okay, now let us take here the depth d. Okay, and breadth b here. Okay, now based on the definition of section modulus, this is what ratio of moment of inertia of section about neutral axis, okay, to the distance of layer or extreme fiber, okay, extreme fiber from neutral axis. Right, now look out. Now as I took an example of rectangular cross section here, why is the distance of extreme fiber here? Now beyond this one you have any surface, you have any layer, you have any layer, yes or no? Beyond this one you have any layer? Someone answer, don't keep mum.
Yes.
So now this is what a maximum distance, that is what a y. Okay, now according to this rectangular section, so y equal to what? D by 2. Are you agree? Are you agree? Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
now this is what is z. Now based on problem definition of section modulus, this is z equal to I by y. Okay, I by y. Now what is the relation I equal to for rectangular section, or what is the formula?
Integration of y square.
Pardon?
Integration of y square with respect to dA.
Integration of y square with respect to t. No.
dA. Sir.
You give standard formula. Already you studied in mechanics of materials from first year. You just recall because those formulas are needed here. Those formulas are important. Now this is what a BDQ by 12 here. Okay. I equal to BDQ by 12. Now you just substitute here. So BDQ by 12 divided by B by 2. Now what will get? BD square by 6. Okay. Now section modulus for rectangular cross section is what? BD square by 6. Okay. Now unit is mm cube here. Okay. Now here what is the unit? Unit for I. This is mm to power of 4. Okay. This is mm. Right. So now BD square by 6. Okay. Similarly, if you've gone for the circular cross section, okay, circular cross section. So what is the value of I for circular cross section? This is what pi d to power of 4 divided by 64, y equal to d by 2. Okay. So now z equal to what? Pi d cube by 36. Okay. Now you please remember all these formulas. Okay. So similarly, you can use it for hollow sections. Similarly, you can use it for hollow sections. Okay. So example, we'll go for a hollow section of a rectangular bar here. Okay. Rectangular bar, or okay, we'll go for rectangular bar. Now let us look out here. Can anyone give the formula here? Just observing the diagram. Let us take outside as a capital D here. Okay. Inside as a small d. Outside as a capital B. Okay. Inside as a small b. Okay. Now I for this section is BDQ minus BDQ divided by 12. Okay. But y is what? D by 2 here. Y is D by 2. Right. Then you can just write equation for z equal to I by y. Okay. So what will get? BD cube minus small bd cube divided by 6d, right? Divided by 6d, right? Similarly, for circular cross section, if you gone for calculations, you are going to get it same here. Okay. Next one is movement of resistance. Okay. Next is movement of resistance. This is called as a MR. Okay. This is called as a MR. So moment of resistance is the resistance, that means the maximum bending moment that a beam can withstand. Okay, maximum bending moment a beam can withstand without failure is called as a moment of resistance. Hey, am I audible or not?
Audible, audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Audible, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the moment of resistance? Moment of resistance is defined as the maximum bending moment that a beam can withstand without failure. Without failure is called moment of resistance. Moment of resistance, right? So how you are going to get here maximum moment of resistance? Okay. So what is the bending stress relation here? M by I equal to sigma B by Y here. Okay. Now what do you need? You need maximum bending moment. Okay. Now let us go for. Now I will write equation for maximum bending moment here. ಹೌದಾ? Wait, we'll be back for 5 minutes. Okay. We'll be back 5 minutes. Okay.